didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to wake you.
I was just worried about you.
Can't get it out of my mind, Lynn. Whatever happens, even if things go wrong, just remember that I'll always love you.
I know your parents weren't together in the end, Biff. But it's not going to be like that for you and me. We're going to get old and grey together, with all our children and grandchildren around us.
What are you doing?
It's a bit early for you.
Ah, well, Big Chief's back, so I've got to make a good impression, haven't I?
He's giving me compassionate leave. It's more than his son. He was going to sack me.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry to hear about your dad and that, mate. Didn't even know you had one. But I can see you're upset.
I've got the day off too. Not much point going in because Zoe's cancelled everything till further notice.
Well, that'll give us time to talk. And we've got plenty to talk about.
About half a dozen cans of corned beef gone walkabout, son. You know Dingles were up to something.
That's her profit going out the door. Why didn't you stop them?
I was rushed off my feet at the time trying to run this place single-handed. If anyone's to blame, it's you.
That's right. Blame me for everything.
Don't worry, I do.
Our trouble started when you decided to have a fling with Terry Woods. Donna says you're still sneaking out to see him.
Well, that's not true.
I was there. I heard everything you and Terry said.
I think you should go to your room, Donna.
Why? So you can tell him more lies?
I want the holiday village shining like a new pin. And I want guest complaints sorted out even before they've realised they've made them.
Business as usual, then.
Not if this is anything to go by. I want inspection forms filled in on site. Not in the wool pack, please.
Nay, young Roy checked everything thoroughly before he left. I can witness that.
You've just dropped yourself in it with him, Seth. I was out very early this morning. Zoe?
We're just on his way, Mr. Tate.
Let's go to the office, shall we?
I'm not being picky, Uncle Albert, but couldn't you have thought of something else for breakfast?
I've got no time for that now. I've got to plan this raid. Anyway, you're going to need a good helping of that inside. It's a dangerous mission.
I'd have said eating this was dangerous enough.
You've no gratitude at all, have you? Slaved my fingers to bone cooking for you. I'm 50 quid down on that booze deal, and all you can do is pig and moan.
I'm not sure I can survive much more of your help.
How come she gets egg and bacon?
Because I made 'em myself. And before any of you ask, you're not getting any till that bus is back on the road.
Maybe I should bar her as well.
Maybe you should ask Monday to come home.
There'll be no need for that sort of surrender. Not if you listen carefully and do as you're told.
You must be beginning to miss them all by now.
No, not at all. In fact, it's been like an oldie up in here.
Is she still here? Just how long is this going to go on for?
Well, you better ask Mr. Turner, because I've only got to page 12 on Kama Sutra.
So, Betty, what's the news from the village then? Any more on how Frank got out?
Well, Ada Tomskin's brother is in roofing, and he's just done one up for Detective Inspector Cook.
So?
Well, everybody knows that policemen don't earn much money. So ask yourself, where's she getting the money from for the home improvements?
I'm not going to Zurich.
I thought I could rely on you.
If I thought it would help, I'd go. But you've learned nothing from all this, all the heartaches, the fights, the pain. You've come back exactly the same. Ready to build up the Tate Empire all over again, whatever the cost.
I've thought about it. A lot. What else do you think I've done in prison?
So why didn't you let Steve sell the place?
Because it's not the right time.
Well, it's never the right time for you, is it?
My reputation's at rock bottom. If I let him sell now, we'll get a price to match.
And does that really matter?
Yes, it does to me. I need enough to retire in comfort and to make sure that James will never want for anything.
And how long is that going to take?
With your help, I could do it in a few months. But I don't want to leave any loose ends. If someone was that keen to see me put away, what's to say they won't start on you next? Or James? That's why I want you to go to Zurich. I need to know what we're up against.
No, I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. I'll get him to give you a ring as soon as he can. Bye. Doesn't sound very happy.
I'm not surprised. Took weeks to set up that deal and Frank Tate scuppers it all in seconds.
You'll get used to it.
No, I won't. That's the last time I do the Tates any favours. From now on, they can sort out their own troubles.
You're best off out of it if you ask me. I wish I'd never got involved with the Tates. Especially not Chris.
Still getting nowhere on the alimony front.
He says you can't get blood out of a stone. Surely he can find some way of providing for his own son.
Well, maybe you're applying yourself to the wrong Tate. Frank's Joseph's grandfather. I'm sure he wouldn't want to see him destitute.
This is the man who likes to evict whole families for a hobby.
Who's just had a very lucky escape and he knows it. The last thing he needs is any bad publicity. Maybe it's time to remind him of that.
Must have been awful, seeing him for the first time when he was dying.
I was dreading it. I built up a picture over all these years. It's like it was some kind of monster. But in the end, I just felt sorry for him.
How long had he been ill?
All his life, really. He just never knew it. Have you ever heard of Huntington's disease?
No.
It's caused by a faulty gene which leads to brain damage. That probably explains a lot about the way it was.
But wasn't there anything they could do for him?
Well, they can give drugs to help stop the symptoms, but there's no real cure.
Sounds awful.
It's hereditary. If one of the parents has it, there's a 50-50 chance they'll pass it on.
You mean you?
I don't know. There's a test I can take, but most people prefer not to know.
I have to go away for a couple of weeks.
When?
As soon as possible, probably tonight.
I see.
Look, if I didn't think it was important, I wouldn't be going, but it's to do with my dad's case.
His idea, was it?
Yes, why?
He said himself he's making a habit of interrupting us. Maybe he doesn't want you getting involved with anyone else.
Well, if I thought that was the reason, I wouldn't be going.
Well, I wish you weren't.
Well, maybe it's for the best. It'll give us both time to think about what we're getting into.
You're trying to put me off. Maybe it isn't your father. Maybe you've decided it was a mistake and you're just trying to let me down gently.
I just want you to be sure you know what you're letting yourself in for. If you still feel the same when I get back, maybe nothing's standing in our way.
Thank you for coming.
So what's it all about?
Your son and how you intend to provide for him.
Rachel, we have been over this. Look, you know I'd do anything if I could, but I don't have a bean.
Your father still has plenty, though. Enough to afford an expensive defence and whatever else it cost him to buy his way out of jail. Thanks, Terry.
That doesn't mean he's going to bail me out or you.
So he'd pay out anything to save his own skin, but not one single penny to stop his own grandchild from starving. I think the papers might like to hear about that.
So, you're going to fight dirty?
Oh, I don't want anything for myself, Chris. But one way or another, I'm going to make sure that Joseph's okay.
Listen, right? When we were on shift, right, he went for police.
What, and you're lot scarper before they come?
Oh, no, Dad. I told him, I said, there's no way they're going to come for a squatting case, and they didn't. Came back on his toddy, we're furious.
Clobert. Oh, take no notice of that. He's only there to frighten you. Anyway, it's too stingy to pay for dog food. Come here, let me do it. That's all fingers and thumbs. Butch, keep a lookout.
I've got to practice, though, Dad.
You practice in your spare time, don't you? Not on job. It was good as gold. Now get unloading crates and I'll go and get engine running.
Uncle Albert?
What?
What about dogs?
What dogs?
With a big notice saying, beware, guard dogs.
Look, I've told you, don't be so soft. It's only there to scare you. Now get on with it.
Yeah. It's all right, Butch. I'll stand guard. You go in.
Are you scared, Marlon?
Hey? No way, no. It's just that I think you're best at going first.
Right, but...
Go on, go on. I'll make sure you're okay. Go on.
Yeah, Marlon. There's enough booze in there to do this for months.
Yes. Hello, beers. Hello. Come to Marley. Come on.
I hope you intend paying for those, Marlon.
Oh, hello again. We must stop meeting like this. Hey, thanks for the beer.
I'd leave that if I were you.
Good job you're not, then.
The Tingles are not getting any more freebies out of me.
Hey, you've had 50 quid of our money. We're entitled.
Not on my book. You still owe me.
Tough. This stuff's illegal anyway. You ain't paid duty. And you wouldn't dare go to the police.
Don't need to.
As I see it, there's 3 of us and only 1 of you, so you can't stop us, shorty.
Are you sure about that? Somehow, I don't think they'll be coming back fine.
Just hold on. You said it was a 50-50 chance. So you might be clear. You might be worrying about nothing.
I won't know until I take the test.
If it's positive? How long before it starts showing?
Linda, there are no rules. It usually happens between 30 and 50. If I'm lucky, it might be later.
But it could be sooner.
If I'd have told you, would you have called the wedding off?
Never. I'd rather have a year with you than the rest of my life with someone else.
Thanks.
Maybe it's better if we just don't know, eh? Enjoy each day together instead of sitting here waiting for the signs.
That is what I keep trying to tell myself. But it's better if I face up to it now. It is a hereditary disease, remember? I could pass it on.
To my baby?
I might not. Even if I am, there's a chance.
Do you remember when we buried that letter?
Yeah?
Well, it was my fault the baby died. I made it a promise that day. I promised that I'd make up for it. The only way I knew how.
I know.
I said that we would give our baby all the love the other one could never have known. And now you're telling me that our child could die in pain.
Len, it doesn't have to be like that. Even if I am positive, I might not pass it on. There's a test you can take before it's even born.
Another test! It's like I'm being punished.
What are you talking about?
What I did. Don't you see? All this time I've been telling myself that I could make things right by having this baby. I should have known it couldn't be that easy.
It's not your fault. It's not even my fault. It's just the way that things are.
Then why, Biff? Why us? There's got to be a reason.
What's up, Em? Is it the baby?
No. Cherry's the best thing in my life. Just wish I didn't have to go to school. If I bunked off for a while, you wouldn't tell Mum and Dad, would you?
No, but the school would. Not too keen on truancy.
The other kids get away with it, and just get their name on register first thing, then disappear.
What's going on, Em?
Some of the girls are always honoured to me. It's getting so I can't face it anymore.
Why don't you tell Mum? I mean, I know she's a pain sometimes, but she'd go into battle over something like this. She'd be straight round to the head.
That's just what I don't want.
No good, lads. Gonna have to push.
No chance.
Listen, we've only got one crate's worth of beer after all the trouble we've been to, and that's cost me 50 quid. We're gonna have to get it home somehow.
Give us a couple of bottles and we'll think about it.
You have to think of the farm as it will be, not as it is now.
I guess so.
Be everything we ever dreamed of. Place for you to do your potting, for the kids to grow up with green fields and fresh air. We'll be really happy there.
I've seen the estimates, Tony.
What?
I wasn't spying on you. They just fell out of your coat when I was tidying up.
Well, I wasn't hiding them. I just didn't want you worrying.
We just don't have that sort of money, Tony.
I knew you'd overreact. It's just one local builder who obviously thinks we've got more money than sense. It can't possibly be that much. We'll get some more estimates in.
And supposing they tell the same story?
Well, they can't. The Sugdens are decent people. They wouldn't have sold it to us if it was really that bad.
You don't know that you're pregnant, not for sure. You've been late before.
I'll get a pregnancy kit from the chemist. Just like last time.
I know how much this baby means to you. But if you are pregnant, then we're going to have to think seriously about what we're going to do.
What do you mean?
It won't be like last time. You can go to a proper clinic. They'll look after you.
No!
I am praying that we don't have to face this. But if the worst comes to the worst and me and the baby both test positive, it's the only answer.
I'm not having another abortion, Biff. This is my baby and I'm gonna look after it.
I could be dead by the time it's grown up and you'd have to cope with it.
So at least I'll have a child to remind me of you.
Yeah, and I would have died knowing that all I'd ever given you was hard work and pain. I couldn't stand that, Linda.
So what are you saying?
Put the handbrake on! Oh, the break time too. Where's my beer?
Here.
A tray of empties? What the hell you been up to?
Don't ask. It's a sore point.
Especially where Longman's Alsatian got his teeth in. Shut it, Butch! Oh, very brave, very clever. Hey, you thought you got the measure of that, Longman, didn't you?
That's funny, Dad.
What is?
Measure. Longman. It's a short house.
I've done my bit. It's up to you lot now.
Yeah, you get out of that wool pack, right? And you talk our Mandarin before one of us dies. Eh?
I'll give you a call from Zurich when I get there. Let you know what it's like.
I suppose you'll be staying in some posh hotel.
Well, I'd rather be here with you. Hotels are just somewhere to stay when you're passing through.
It's funny. They always mean holidays and excitement to me. I suppose we've had very different lives.
I could enjoy it. With the right company. I'll be thinking of you. Bye, Sophie.
Bye, Zoe.
Touching farewell. I do hope I'm not in the way.
Well, if I could afford posh lawyers like Frank Tate, I wouldn't bother working. No, I just go to the bank, take the money out and let them prove it want me.
Yeah, but they'll get caught out, won't they? And there are plenty of people around here happy to see him go down.
Count me in. About time someone taught those Tates what justice really meant.
Yeah, well, you could buy him from this place for a start. Huh? Seems unfair that a villain like that can shop in his own local while a fine, upstanding citizen like me is left out in the cold.
You don't give up, do you?
Come on. It's not for me, man. Butch and Marlon, they really, really miss you.
Yeah, well, Lisa said it was just because they were hungry.
It's more than that, man. You are family, our own flesh and blood. Few hasty words can't change that, eh? We want you to come up.
Well, all right, Uncle Zach, tell them that I'll be home after work tonight.
Great. Yeah, let's make this a proper fresh start, eh? And forget your hasty words and all.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Hey, I don't know about that. I'll have to think about it.
That's okay, man. Take as long as you like. Just let me have a drink while I'm waiting.
Get out and stay out!
Oh.
You'd be better off without me.
That's not true.
It'd hurt for a while. But you're young enough to find somebody else. Somebody that could give you all the things that I never could. That's got to be better than what I've got to offer.
Don't you love me anymore?
Lynn, I will always love you. But I can't promise that I will always be there for you. And that's why I've got to make a break. Now.
Good evening. Nice to be back in my old local again. And I'm sure you're as delighted as I am that I've been proved innocent.
Absolutely. It's good to see you back, Frank.
I'd like to buy all my good friends a drink to celebrate. There. That should cover it. Go on, tell Terry what you'd like.
Triple brandy and a pint chaser.
Chef!
I'm just being neighbourly.
Oh, go on. I'll have a port and lemon.
Joining me for a drink?
I can afford to buy my own, thanks.
Oh, I didn't realise you were such a sore loser. Shame.
You're gonna go off to some dingy little bedsit and die. And I'm gonna marry someone rich enough to make me forget. Someone like Danny, maybe. You were worth 10 of him then. And you always will be. You stuck by me, Biff. And whether you like it or not, I'm gonna stick by you. I made another promise, remember? In sickness and in health. They weren't just words to me. I meant it. And whatever happens, I'm gonna be with you till the end. So you better start getting used to it.
This isn't going to be easy.
We'll get through it.
Oh.